Though Marie Kondo may be behind one of the most popular Netflix series of 2019, she certainly didn't rise to the top all by herself. The star's husband, Takumi Kawahara, has been by her side all along the way, and unlike most Hollywood couples, these two are weirdly perfect together. Hollywood marriages seem to happen overnight and dissolve just as quickly, but Marie and Takumi break the cycle. According to Fast Company, the couple met in an elevator when they were 21-year-old college students. She noticed him because he had a badge clipped to his suit that read "Dream" in Japanese. She told the outlet, "When I saw that, I thought, what a passionate person." She gave Takumi her business card, but they didn't reconnect until years later after Kondo's book, The Life-Changing Magic of Tidying Up, became a smash success in 2011. In a rather serendipitous twist of fate, Takumi had no idea that the author had become famous. As it turns out, he had completely tidied the pop culture out of his life, telling Fast Company, "I had organized my home so much that I didn't own a TV set, so I had no idea." The pair married in 2014, though some reports speculate it was 2012, and moved from Japan to the San Francisco Bay Area 2 years later. They may be well off now, but back when they first got together, Takumi couldn't scrape together enough money to even buy his lady an engagement ring. But love prevails, brand new diamond ring or not. In a blog post, Kondo explained that she ended up wearing her late grandmother's ring instead of buying a new one. She wrote, "When Takumi, my husband, proposed to me, he didn't have the money to buy me a ring. I told him, I don't need a ring, you can give me this ring instead. Her ring is the one he gave to me when he proposed." Kondo's entire philosophy is firmly anti-acquisition, and she regularly pushes against buying stuff for the sake of buying stuff. According to The Atlantic, the entire tradition of buying diamond engagement rings was created by an ad campaign, and Kondo certainly doesn't need it. After Kondo got married, she had to accept that her lifestyle was going to be a little different. Her married life hasn't always been as tidy as she'd hoped. Allowing a mess was a bitter pill to swallow, but once Kondo leaned into it, she learned a great lesson in letting go. She admitted to Better Homes and Gardens, "To be honest, my situation has changed since I was single. I've let go of needing to maintain a perfect home all the time."
I know. 私でも本当にたまに家力買ってますもの。I don't believe you. 信じられない。
Letting go of your partner's mess is actually one of Kondo's principles. The author told the outlet that you should always focus on your own items before you drag family members into it, and you have to respect their stuff, even if it pains you. She said, "In regards to things your husband loves, even if you hate that item, you cannot disregard them without his permission. You don't need to force yourself to love those items, but you can accept them into your life."
But the point here is that I'm not going to tidy for you. It's everyone's job to tidy their own space.
It looks like Kondo landed herself the world's greatest Instagram husband. Takumi doesn't just take pictures of his wife for social media, he helps her in every facet of her business. In fact, the father of two gave up his own career to help Kondo follow her dreams. According to Good Housekeeping, he was working a corporate job in marketing and sales when he decided to quit to become Kondo's manager. Fast Company reports that the pair co-founded the company KonMari Media in 2015, and Takumi took over as CEO. Now he hangs out behind the scenes securing book deals, producing Kondo's Netflix series, and accompanying her on photo shoots. He told the outlet, "We're always talking about work, even in our private moments. She was an author who was very good at transmitting a message to the world. I was good at creating businesses and establishing networks."
Do you guys know the name Marie Kondo? She's, yeah, all right.
Though quitting his job and going all in on Kondo's career was a risk, it certainly paid off. Fast Company reported that the $12 billion Japanese e-commerce behemoth Rakuten acquired a majority stake in KonMari Media in August 2019. For reference, this is roughly the equivalent of Amazon buying out Gwyneth Paltrow's wellness brand Goop. Kondo's personality may be slightly at odds with her stardom. The author is naturally introverted, which seems like a contradiction for someone with nearly 4 million Instagram followers. But it seems the spotlight doesn't necessarily spark joy for the tidying up guru. Still, it's a big part of her life.
Is your home tidy?
Kondo kicked off 2019 with the launch of her first Netflix series, Tidying Up with Marie Kondo, which quickly became the platform's most watched non-fiction series of 2019. By the end of the year, she had expanded her network of consultants to 40 different countries and launched a brand new e-commerce site, peddling things like a $75 tuning fork and a $22 face brush. She explained, "I have to be a public figure so I can spread this message, but it's much harder for me than for people who naturally excel at being in front of a lot of people. Takumi has really helped me." Her husband even has his own specific method for helping Kondo feel comfortable in front of the cameras. According to the outlet, he's the life of the party on set, telling jokes and breaking the ice for everyone. Kondo added, "Even though Takumi's more extroverted and I'm much more introspective, we're the same on the inside." Most of us can appreciate the merits of a Google or Excel spreadsheet, but for this couple, spreadsheets do indeed spark joy. In fact, they're more or less an integral part of Marie and Takumi's marriage. Kondo revealed that she and her hubs basically negotiated the terms of their married lifestyle via spreadsheet right after they tied the knot, telling the Cut, "We sat down and talked about the kind of home life we wanted and what it would take to achieve that. We put all of this on a shared Google spreadsheet. When one of us completed a task, we'd mark it as done, and then the other one might leave a message saying thank you or something like that. It was all very systematic." By all accounts, Kondo appears to have truly found her person. While most of us are busy arguing with our partners about leaving their socks on the floor, Takumi was already hyper-organized even before he met the tidying up guru. Kondo told Good Housekeeping in 2016, "He was able to clean and be very organized even before he read my book, but it was certainly even more pronounced after he read my book. He became even more efficient. Fundamentally speaking, we're in the same groove." The pair seemed to be completely in sync with their anti-clutter values, and this was never more clear than when they were preparing for their first child. During this time, most parents are acquiring a ton of stuff, from cribs and clothes to changing tables and a stockpile of diapers. But Marie and Takumi used the opportunity to have what Kondo described to the Wall Street Journal as a decluttering festival. By creating clear boundaries for the children's things, they made it easier to decide how much was too much. Kondo planned to teach her daughters, Satsuki and Miko, the KonMari method once they turned 3 years old. But do you really think the spawn of two of the tidiest parents on the planet actually needed help? Kondo says her kids started tidying up before she showed them the ropes, telling the Wall Street Journal, "I was surprised to see Satsuki putting books, stuffed animals and toys for playing house back in their place more precisely than I expected. She is also trying to copy me folding clothes, though I secretly fix them when she's not looking."
大切なのは親が楽しそうに片付けをすること。そうすると子供たちも片付けは楽しいものなんだ。
But even these kids are, well, kids. There's no way they're going to be able to do a vertical t-shirt fold as perfectly as their mum can. Kondo shared with The Cut, "Of course they're not up to my level. They're still young and I just have to accept that they will clutter things for the time being." If their initial spreadsheet wasn't enough of a tip-off, Kondo and Takumi split household duties like they're on a factory line. Kondo revealed to The Cut, "We have a very clear division of labor at home. My husband is in charge of the cooking and I'm in charge of the cleaning. So my husband will do breakfast and I'll put the dishes in the dishwasher, put things away, set and clear the table."
I want to learn how to grow the vegetable and I want to have my own farm.
The couple also know their strengths and use them to their advantage. And of course, Kondo is the one in charge of the cleaning. There are few people who can tidy with such fervour, but Takumi also happens to be a great cook. Kondo says that he usually prepares a Japanese-style breakfast with rice, miso soup, dried radish and fermented soybeans. And if the two are pressed for time, they grab some toast or a piece of fruit. Kondo may be thriving within a family-oriented chapter of her life, but she still retains one particular habit from her single days.
Train maiden.
According to The New Yorker, Kondo was previously employed by a Shinto shrine before finding success as a best-selling author and organizational consultant. And it appears she took elements of her experience home with her, telling The Cut that she maintains a Japanese-style altar on a shelf with some salt, rice, and evergreen fronds. Every morning, she refreshes the altar and prays before starting her day. She revealed, I'll pray for the health of my family and friends, and also for myself to get done as much as possible what needs to be done. This is not a religious thing really at all. It's just for me to take this time every morning to feel gratitude. It's a practice I started when I was single, maybe about 7 years ago. Kondo also says she wakes up naturally around 6 or 6:30 in the morning. When the powers of cleanliness call, she answers.
Hello, I'm Marie Kondo.
Kondo's Netflix series Tidying Up with Marie Kondo undeniably made her a crossover hit in the US, but that doesn't mean it was smooth sailing. She and her husband both struggled with this significant shift in energy. Of course, the pair had brushes with TV fame before their series premiered in 2019. Kondo's book had already been transformed into a Japanese drama. NBC ordered and scrapped a potential sitcom, and Kondo even had a 2-part special called Tidy Up with KonMari on a network in Japan. But the Netflix series was a much bigger deal. Kondo told Fast Company, "I wasn't used to the process at all, so I became really physically exhausted. But I think at those points in life, it's very important to take a moment to sit down and ask yourself, what do I need to change here? How can I prioritize better?" Takumi agreed, claiming that the series was a stressful endeavor for the couple. He said, "This opportunity became a source of enormous stress to Marie. We struggled to maintain a balance between our private life and business."
Today's my wedding anniversary, actually.
Today's your anniversary. Happy anniversary. What?
Thank you.
Netflix tried to make things easier for the star by modifying the production schedule to give her time offset, but she was still sitting on the offer for season 2, which should have been a no-brainer. Ultimately, the author decided to return to the streaming giant with an upcoming show called Sparking Joy with Marie Kondo, which aims to focus on small-town America. But no matter what, we know her husband will be right there by her side, wherever she goes from here. Check out one of our newest videos right here. Plus, even more Nicki Swift videos about your favorite celebs are coming soon. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and hit the bell so you don't miss a single one.